Alright guys, we are back today with the Maverick again, and this is going to be a how to replace the rear speakers finally. So I'm finally getting around to it, and I figured I would make the video here. As usual, it's going to be me taking off this side by myself, and then I'll go over there and show you kind of how it's all done once I kind of learn it myself. That way I can translate it over to you guys. It really doesn't look like too bad of a job, to be totally honest, but as of right now, as of right now in this video, this is the first half obviously, I haven't ordered new speakers for it because I don't know the size. And I've heard things, whether it's a 6-inch or a 4-inch, all over the internet. And, you know, I'll just figure it out once we get the speakers off in there. So let's go ahead and get this started. And then once we figure out the size of the speakers, we're going to probably try to make a selection on the speakers because I replaced, as you saw in the last two videos, I did the dash speakers, the tweeters, and then the door speakers, and they sound really, really good. And I think the back ones, if we get the back ones done, I might even try to find a way to mount some tweeters, because I really think with that, we might not have to do an amplifier. They sound really good, and I think it's probably at the point to where it's gonna give that B&O a run for its money. Obviously we're missing a 6x9 subwoofer, but for what it is, it sounds super good, and I'm hearing noises and music that I really haven't heard, even in premium sound systems. Now that's all up to you to make your mind on, but as someone that's really kind of dove into audio and stuff like that, I'm very, very impressed with just this small investment here. So let's go ahead and get started. We are on the trial side, removing the speakers, and this is going to be just reassurance for you to watch the other side. So again, this is me doing it all because there's really nothing out there, and I take shortcuts, and in this case you cannot take a shortcut, so I unfortunately found that out kind of the hard way. Not a big deal though, it really is not a big deal. So when taking this off, just listen to what I have to say on the other side, because I did break it. So yeah, there will be proper instructions on the other half, but we do have it out. We did remove the speaker. And it appears to be the same plug setup as the tweeters under the dash. So we will have to do some soldering, say we want to replace them. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and get to the other side, do it the right way, and get it done. Alright, and just for reference, these are going to be 4-inch in diameter speakers. So that's going to be our measurements for our replacements if we choose to go this route, 4-inch replacements. And you may have to figure out how to set up a bracket and how to mount it in the back there, as there is really nothing out there for this quite yet. So that's going to probably be the extent to this as far as stock procedures go. But yeah, they are 4 inches. All right, so now that we are in the rear seat here, we're going to go ahead and actually lift up right here. And there's going to be a piece of plastic right here. It's like a center piece of plastic. There's one on the right and left. We're going to go right here. We're just going to grab in here, and we're going to lift up just like that. And it's going to lift right off. So I would like to kind of forewarn anybody working on these newer Fords. I would suppose Ford's using all this design on a lot of their plastic trim pieces. Back in the day, they never did this, but I'm seeing more and more of these reinforced clips right here with a metal clip. It's making them kind of challenging to get out, and it's a lot harder to pull the plastics off on these newer vehicles than the older ones, because back in the day, these were actually just plastic, and now they're metal. So keep that in mind. Maybe not work on it if it's cold out, but it is a little more challenging, but I'm assuming that is just all in the name of fit and finish to keep them really solid. So that's kind of a nuisance, but other than that, they're decently easy to remove. So once you have that removed, we're going to go over here to this side right here, and there's going to be a little cover right here. So there's going to be a little cover right here. We're going to pull this out. We're going to pry it out. I might need to get a tool for that, but we'll go ahead and pull the seat down here. Get some access. It's a little awkward, but it's definitely possible. So I'm going to go ahead and pry this off. Okay, so we're going to pop this off right here. And now this piece right here, this is kind of the hard part. And out of all of it's the hardest part. So before we get this off, we're gonna go up here and we're gonna pop this piece of plastic off right here. Don't remove it, because I think there's some bolts holding it on, especially with the seatbelt over there. So we're just gonna pop it off like this, and it's just gonna slide out. So we're just gonna unhinge it, and then we're gonna be able to kind of work around it from there at this point to get this piece off. There's really no good angle to kind of show you, but I'm just gonna work my way from the bottom and pop the bottom half off, work my way up. And the back piece that I had an issue with on the other side, this is the hardest piece to get out right here. So it's, again, we're dealing with more of those metal interior clips. So there's going to be a clip back there that's really hard to get out. So I'll get this off camera. But once you get all this popped off, as you can see, it's very easy to get off. But there's always that one. So we're going to go ahead and get this. All right, so now that we got that off, what we are left with is just one of these metal clips, and this is the issue we were having. This was what would not let us get the plastic out. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this off and just remove it and maybe put it back on if it fits. But I mean, it's very stubborn. I mean, my hand is tore up, as you can see. And so right here is where that was attached to, and I just tore it up. I mean, I really don't think these were made to be removed, but of course there's always those few that would like to. So now that we have kind of the plastics removed, we're gonna go ahead and grab our 7mm, and I would suggest you probably put it on a driver of some sort or have a ratchet, because they actually put these on pretty tight from the factory, which is just another thing that's just kind of frustrating. So there's gonna be one 7mm bolt right there holding the rest of this on. See, it was pretty tight. So all right, now that we have all that garbage out of the way, we are where we want to get to. So we're going to grab this part right here, we're going to pull the bottom out, and then we're going to push up. We're going to push up, we're not going to pull, we're going to push. And that's the mistake I made on the other side. I pulled right out. The way they lock these in there, again, for probably fit and finish, it's just one of those things that you're going to have to push up like this and pull out. And it's going to take a minute of playing with it, because again, those metal clips are holding this in, so you might break it. So there's a good chance you'll probably break it. So I was actually having a super hard time. That's why I made it into time lapse, because it just took too long to get these off without breaking them. So I did try the push method, where I tried to push up on them with just my hands. It didn't work. So but we'll show you kind of how they're held in there. As you can see, you kind of have to lift them up a good half an inch or so to get them out of their locking mechanisms in there. So what I did was I actually had an extension here, and I just went in there and I lifted up on it, because these are pretty flexible aside from around this. So I just took this and pushed up on both of them, and it came out really easily. So maybe find an extension of sorts to kind of go in there and lift it. That's probably the only way you're going to get it. But with that, we are kind of shown our speaker here. So again, there's going to be two 7mm holding that in. These are 25 watt 4-inch speakers. They don't really produce a whole lot of greatness though, so let me try to find a way to upgrade them. So but that is the speaker removal process on the Maverick. And of course, to put everything back, it's going to be as we took it off, just in the reverse process. I've never had to watch how to put stuff back when taking things off, because if you know how to take it off, you know how to put it back on. So guys, that is the speaker removal process on the Maverick. I wouldn't say it's exactly for the faint of heart. Just gamble on breaking some clips, because you know, when you break that factory seal, things never go back the way they should. They never do. I don't care what anyone says. They're never going to be as they came from the factory. So I hope this removal video helped some people. Literally two 7mm and this thing pops out, as I showed you on that side. But again, I hope this helped you out one way or another. I think this is probably the first video as far as taking the back speakers off. And the next one will probably be a speaker upgrade. Like I said, I may do some tweeters. I don't know how I'm going to exactly wire those in. I might have to do some more research on that. But anyhow, guys, I hope this helped you out. So thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you all later.